has taken over. Let's go. It's Ferrall. Coast to coast. Steaks, chicks, stacks. You and I are going to make a lot of money. It's Ferrall, coast to coast.
With the great Carver High, I'm Ferrall. We're in New York City. It's great to have you with us on C2C on a Thursday, opening night, a pain day in the NFL at Arrowhead in Kansas City. Make sure you get the SportsGrid app on iOS or Android. It's free. Follow your favorite hosts like Carver High. You get everything on this app. You can even watch on it, listen on it, and it makes an incredible egg and cheese bacon, sandwich on an everything. It's a fantastic option. You're going to love it. Also, welcome to all of our affiliates on the radio side, TV side, streaming networks, everywhere. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid, and we're dealing here today, giving you all the skinny and props you need, plus this hour, sheet of integrity.
Yep, the 2024 NFL win total over-unders for this year will be, for the first time, released out into the wild here this hour on Coast to Coast. Everybody get excited before kickoff tonight. All right, so we got the Ravens and the Chiefs. Of course, you're going to do a lot more of that later on. You'll have Adam Kaplan in the last hour. You guys will go over it again and get yourselves ready for the start of the NFL season tonight. Let's go through a couple more of these games for this weekend, Scotty, because we have a few places that we want to stop at. Let's start in Vegas. Yes, that's right, Vegas. Raiders and the Chargers this weekend to kick off their seasons. A lot has been said in this offseason about Davante Adams, Scotty. Does he want to be a Raider? Does he want to be in Vegas? Does he want to leave? Does he think the coach stinks? Does he think quarterback stinks? Blah, 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 blah. Davante Adams says, unless you've heard it from me, don't believe anything that you hear out there. Here he is.
Once again, whatever you see, if it ain't from the horse's mouth, it's probably so.
Oh.
I don't like that. I don't like when that happens because at the end of the day, I don't really care because it's, I live my life and I've gotten to where I've gotten in life in this game or whatever, just from not really paying too much attention to what people say and not feeding into it, not even responding, which is why you haven't really seen me come out and say, oh, this ain't true, that ain't true. I don't even want to give it attention because it's already enough. The moment I open my mouth, it's all over everything. So, but I guess they got what they wanted this time. Whatever has been put out there lately is complete BS. I've never talked to Deshaun Jackson about one thing, so I don't know why. I didn't see the interview, so I don't even want to say. I don't know if that is a real quote that came out or how that played out. But in terms of me being upset or not being happy in this organization, it's just a bunch of BS that's just meant to throw everybody off and get, clickbait. Everybody want to see what Davante Adams got to say, and, he's pissed off in Vegas.
Actually,
if I was pissed off, I wouldn't be here right now.
That just can't be true. Like, I have never once spent a second of my day thinking of Davante Adams or what he's thinking or saying. I'll say this much for him, though. That was better than their season's going to be. Watching him just go through that whole diatribe is better than anything you're going to see from the Raiders this year. I don't think anyone cares about him in Vegas. I think people in Vegas want him there, but I don't think everyone else that's a fan of the NFL gives a rat's ass about the Raiders or Davante Adams. It's all in their own heads. You know who I'm talking about. I have friends that work for the Raiders, and they never stop. They never stop with the Raiders. I mean, it is just, you would think the Raiders have won 15 Super Bowls, the way these people, they're demented. They are so demented. They think they're so great. I mean, this is one of the, they have not been a team that mattered since Al Davis was alive. I don't care what anybody says. You can talk all you want about all the great players they have. They never get it done. I don't believe in Antonio Pierce. I don't believe they're a good football team. I don't think they're going to be a good football team, and they never are. The days are over. Al Davis, when he died, that was the end of him. Like, when have they mattered since then? Besides, never. Never. But they're always on national television. I mean, honestly, like, at the very least, at least the Pittsburgh Steelers win. They win. They win games. That's why they're on national television all the time in prime time. They're on a bunch of times this year because they win, whether you like it or not. And they have 6 Super Bowl trophies. So hate me all you want. The Raiders won with Al Davis, and that was it. His son's a goofball. He's a goofball. His son is the combination of Hal and Hank Steinbrenner. That's what they are. The son that never lived up to his father's expectations. And you can quote me on that, too. And he's got a crappy hairdo. Then again, so do I.
Kendall Roy. Right? Kendall Roy.
What's he doing now, Broadway?
The Raiders are getting 3 at SoFi on Sunday. That is in the later window, the 4 o'clock East window. 40.5 is the total for that game. Of course, it's also the first game of the Harbaugh era in Los Angeles. So we shall see. Gardner Minshew.
When is this guy going to win, this Justin Herbert guy? I mean, honestly, all I hear about is how great this guy is, and he never gets it done either. Like, where and when is this going to come about? Like, is it Jim Harbaugh that's going to bring out the best in him? Because he never does anything. He'll have big 400-yard games, but he doesn't win. He doesn't win, does he? Does he? Like, and he had all the receivers. I don't want to hear it. He had Keenan Allen, you name it. He's had everything on that team, and they still don't win.
Yeah,
I think
I don't think it's going to be this year either, where any of that changes for him, as we'll see when we get to the win total sheet of integrity. We may be going after the Chargers this year in terms of the first year with Harbaugh
the sheet of integrity
in Los Angeles. Let's go to Cleveland next, Scotty, where, of course, Deshaun Watson is healthy and back at quarterback for the Browns this year. If you remember last year, he wasn't very good. He got hurt. And then the Browns made a run to the playoffs with Joe Flacco at quarterback.
He was great.
Playing really good football. And the offense looked a lot better when Joe Flacco was in there. So you sent me the thing about him saying there's no doubt that he's still elite. I was going to give you that, but he really didn't elaborate on it. Somebody asked him, do you still think you're one of the best quarterbacks in the league? And basically he just said, yeah. And he moved on. He didn't really expound. But what he did expound on was another question where they said the Browns, the national media, really isn't giving Cleveland much of a chance this year. What did Watson think of that?
It's fine with us. It's perfect. We just gonna go under the radar and work. That's all we can do. We don't get into all the power rankings and people's opinions. So it's the NFL. Things change, teams change, rankings change. So it's week 1. The key is to be the best team in week 17. Each week you got to get better, and I think that the teams that do that, you see them, rise to the top and end up in that final game. And that's what we got to take that approach.
He's never been a part of them getting better, just so we're clear. The only thing he's ever done is rob the bank. I mean, this guy literally went in with a mask on and a sawed-off shotgun and cleaned the bank out of $260 million. I cannot believe the deal that guy got, because he has never lived up to $1 of it. He hasn't done anything yet. And that you wonder why people don't like him. The last time he did anything good, it was all those juicy massage parlor stories, because they were fantastic. But his football, blah, blah, blah. Joe Flacco's better than him. I mean, honestly, he never played better than Joe Flacco did for Cleveland. Let's see him do better than Joe Flacco did. Honestly, no one cares about Deshaun Watson anymore. I mean, honestly, he thinks he's elite. He's tripping.
He has been awful in Cleveland. Absolutely awful. The Browns are favored against the Cowboys, though, on Sunday. Also in the late window at 4 o'clock East. 40.5 is the total for this game. -2.5 for Cleveland. I think we kind of mentioned this yesterday or the day before, Scotty. I like the Cowboys here.
Yeah.
I know you do as well.
I think they're going to go in there and smack them upside the head. Just right upside the head, like one of those ones that you have your eardrum pop. Whap! Right up the side of the head. Whap! Eardrum pop.
Boom. Go right after him. Get him done.
anyone that's been to a sporting event, the atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night. I want this to be the place that people come to before the games start so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
Try and set the stage for what should be a great year of NFL action.
There's a handful of teams that potentially can compete for a Super Bowl championship.
Confusion and uncertainty this year more than some in the past.
This team looks like it's ready to make a move, but we just don't know if it's bad or good this year.
J.J. McCarthy is eventually going to take over, but it's a no-lose situation for them.
I mean, they suck. They were 7-10.
Only on SportsGrid.
Let's go.
Welcome to the Live Golf Team Championship.
The golf has been mesmerizing.
They are the Live Golf Team Champions.
Team golf is back.
Oh, yes!
Are you ready?
Let's go! That's what champions do.
Carver High just said that my behavior in between segments is appalling on the break. And then I said, let's just keep going on the football. We already know I behave poorly.
Yes, you do behave poorly from time to time. I don't think it's as bad today because you're excited about the start of the NFL season.
I'm excited
tonight, so you're trying not to do as much. Yes, you're excited. You're very excited. Football starts tonight, so let's go. I mean, let's get it going.
I should be entitled to that.
You should be entitled to that. How about Cincinnati now, where Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals get ready to start another year? You know, a lot of injuries for Joey Silk, Scotty. Let's be fair. Aside from the year where the Bengals went to the Super Bowl and lost that game to the Rams, we've had ACLs. Last year, the wrist cost him the end of his season, and he did not finish it. Well, he's back healthy and ready to go for another year as they get ready to open up at home against New England on Sunday.
Hi, just like every year. Whenever you come back from injury, you feel like you got to come back and show that not only you can do what you did prior to the injury, but also that I've gone better. So I'm excited to go out and show the work that I've put in over the last 8 months. I know the other guys are too. It's been a long time coming, so we're ready to go.
Listen, I have to say, there is no way that you can get away with that. I put like tints in my hair once when I had long hair, I think at MTV, and I was abused for upwards of 3 months to 5 months of people abusing me and making fun of me. If you don't have blonde hair naturally, it should be criminal to paint your hair blonde like Joe Burrow has done. Football aside, and his great skills as a quarterback and his fixed wrist, you just can't sell me on the blonde hairdo thing he's trying to pull off. I mean, now listen, I don't worry about other dudes, how they look and everything, but I am troubled by dudes that paint their hair blonde. I am troubled by it. I don't have really a reason for it other than it doesn't go over. There is no one that knew him that thinks he looks good with blonde hair, including his mother. No one ever like has brown hair and then shows up for school or work one day with blonde hair and not have like a long 3 to 5 month abusive relationship with others making fun of you. I think he looks awful, and I think it'll affect his season. And in fact, I think he's going to be like Rudy Giuliani at some point, and it's going to start dripping down his face. Blonde dye, hair dye is going to start running down the sides of his face. Like, remember when Rudy gave the speech on television and he started dripping black dye down the sides of his face? You remember that, Carver High. I think we have the same situation here. Now, I am off the rails right now talking about some guy's hairdo, but it's more exciting than talking about the Cincinnati Bengals and their old geezer owner who won't pay their top receiver, right?
That's it. Look, and apparently they are. There was some reports this morning that they are going to pay Chase at some point here. I did see the video of him walking back across the street to practice today. That's very bizarre. They like crossed some big street there in Cincinnati to go to their practice field, and he was out there again doing that work. I want to give you an update here. 2-0 Diamondbacks. I'm going to get to that game in a moment. Blake Snell didn't come out for the second inning, Scotty. He threw 42 pitches in the first inning. Of course, we saw a couple errors on defense. He walked a few batters. Things weren't going well.
He quit the team.
But he did not come back out for the second inning. So I am waiting some word.
Has never tied, painted his hair blonde. He has always just kept it high and tight, clean and tight. Goes to the barber, gets it cleaned up. Oh, so now you're going to tell me when you were in high school, you rocked the blonde hair? You tried it?
A little after, we had the blonde around 99. When I went to Woodstock 99, we put the blonde hair in
the mud.
Before that. Yeah, before all that, before the drive up to upstate New York, I had the blonde hair. I maybe did it one other time after that. But yes, when I was 19, 20, 21 years old, it happened.
How toxic was the experience of, I remember doing it once, as I said, only once. And it ended because I had to sit in that chair for like 3 hours with that dye in my hair and a foil in my head. I thought I was
the foil,
like I was a spaceship or something.
It wasn't 3 hours. I did like the box you buy at the supermarket.
You just did it in the kitchen real quick.
There was absolutely nothing professional about anything that I did. There was nothing professional about it whatsoever, and that's how it all turned out.
I can't imagine. Wait, we got to get Luke tomorrow. Can we get we got to get a photo of Carver High with a blonde hairdo, no matter what.
I will have to find one
made up.
There might be one out there.
You'll never find a photo of him from '99. So you just do it yourself. You do like a Bart Simpson right on top of his head.
I might have a couple from that event.
Oh, if you have those photos, send them to Luke and Mafia, and we got to air those. This is crucial
to if we can find
ratings, programming, and entertainment value on the best show on streaming television in the world. This one.
Indeed. To end this, the Bengals are now -8.5. This did get to 7.5, and now that it looks like Chase is back in the mix, it's back to 8.5, and 40.5 is the total.
I mean, if they don't rake them by 2 tutties, something's wrong in the world. Like, this is allegedly the worst team in football going to the jungle against a guy that is hemorrhaging to go off. Like, he has just been waiting for this day. You heard him. For 8 months, he had surgery. This guy, and I honestly believe he will be better with 10 pounds added of muscle. I think that, sometimes, everyone hates gaining weight. I got to tell you, when I put on, after my heart surgery, I put on 30. I've never been fatter, but I'll tell you this much. I'm hard to move in the low block. I mean, you give me the ball down there, I'm going to do some things. I got the finger roll, too. Like, the extra weight helped my game. I'm slower and fatter than ever, but good luck moving me out of the way. Guys used to just shove me at like 210, 215 right out of the way. Now they don't move me at all. I'm just like a fire hydrant.
Anyone that's been to a sporting event, the atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night. I want this to be the place that people come to before the games start so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
Try and set the stage for what should be a great year of NFL action.
There's a handful of teams that potentially can compete for a Super Bowl championship.
Confusion and uncertainty this year more than some in the past.
This team looks like it's ready to make a move, but we just don't know if it's bad or good this year.
J.J. McCarthy is eventually going to take over, but it's a no-lose situation for them.
I mean, they suck. They were 7-10.
Only on SportsGrid.
Let's go. Welcome to the Live Golf Team Championship.
The golf has been mesmerizing.
They are the Live Golf Team champions.
Team golf is back.
Oh, yes!
Are you ready?
Let's go! That's what champions do.
As we continue on with our trek around the Pain Day NFL skinny, you got a little Kyler Murray for me, Mike.
Indeed. Of course, the Arizona Cardinals will start their season in the Belo on Sunday against Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. Murray did come back and finish the end of last season, looked pretty good. He's got a new weapon in Marvin Harrison Jr. to start this one. What are his goals? He's got some big goals here, Scotty, that he still wants to get accomplished while he's a member of the Arizona Cardinals, not just this season, but beyond.
That's the goal. That's the goal. I would love to end my career here with multiple Super Bowls and, MVPs and all the accolades and stuff like that. I think ability-wise, for sure, I've never questioned my ability or anything like that. Obviously, you never know when this game will be taken away from you and anything like that, but I'm just, grateful and just taking it one day at a time. Focused on this week, and we had a good day today. So
there's no denying the guy can break ankles and he can sling it. I mean, I think he's going to hook up with Harrison Jr. Left and right. That guy is going to become numero uno target of every game for the Arizona Cardinals. In fact, I think the rest of their team is trash. I think it's those two are the featured attraction.
They will be the featured attraction, that's for sure. They are getting 6.5 in Buffalo. 47.5 is the total. I'll say this to you, and I'm sure we'll do a little bit more of it tomorrow. I think the Bills are going to win this game, Scotty, but I'm a little leery laying almost a touchdown with a almost completely different Bill team outside of Josh Allen. I think that Allen could win this game, and he's got a lot of new weapons. He's got to get involved, etc. But I don't know if I want to be waiting around for them to win by 7+ this Sunday. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'm worried that all their best players are gone, and the ones that are still there didn't matter to begin with, other than Josh Allen. So I would agree with your assessment. It's dangerous. The thing is, I never like giving a tutty to a good quarterback that has a really good receiver. Like, that means the Led Zeppelin, the back door's open, backdoor man. I'm very leery of the fourth quarter of games where I'm laying that much wood against a good quarterback that can strike at a moment's notice and score and just, sling it right up the field and score and burn you. I mean, how many bad beats have you had? How many Marleys have you had over the years because some quarterback got his hands on the ball with a minute left and just did his magic and backdoored you? I mean, it smells like that to me, too. Like, I'm with you. I don't trust the Bills this year. They got rid of all their best players. They obviously cleaned house. I don't care what anybody says. They did, and they're different. And we don't know what they're going to do. And you can gauge nothing on that stupid-ass preseason.
Absolutely nothing can come good of thinking in the preseason actually matters once we get to the real pain day this week. Caleb Williams, the number 1 overall pick in this year's draft, he played a little bit in the preseason, but this is a whole new ball game for him, Scotty. How will he be feeling when he steps on an NFL field for the first time coming up this week?
Well, when feet touch the grass, it's going to be business as usual. But I probably will I normally like to, when I run out the stadium, kind of do a little spin in the tunnel when I'm coming out the tunnel, just kind of see the stadium, take it all in and feel the energy, the vibe, and get going from there. Once I do my spin, get down to the sideline, it's go time.
Yeah, whatever. Listen, this is the NFL, son. And you know what he's got? He's number 1, and he's got all that money, so nothing else matters. But what they really have is problems with all these grandiose predictions. That he's rookie of the year before he's taking a snap, coach of the year in dental floss, Eberflus. They're going to the Super Bowl. I mean, I'm going to barf. I'm going to start barfing on the set here. Projectile Linda Blair barfing, Exorcist barfing. I'm sick of hearing about this guy's taking over the NFL. Okay. We'll see how he looks when he's looking up at the sky. Does his little spin move? How about when he's spinning after he gets raked? This is the NFL, son. You're going to get hit. You're going to learn the hard way. You think you're a badass. He wasn't even a badass at USC. Christ, I don't even know how he won that effing Heisman, to be honest with you. I thought he was average at USC. Honest to Christ, Leinart was better than him.
Anyone that's been to a sporting event, the atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night. I want this to be the place that people come to before the games start so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
Try and set the stage for what should be a great year of NFL action.
There's a handful of teams that potentially can compete for a Super Bowl championship.
Confusion and uncertainty this year more than some in the past.
This team looks like it's ready to make a move, but we just don't know if it's bad or good this year.
J.J. McCarthy is eventually going to take over, but it's a no-lose situation for them.
I mean, they suck. They were 7-10.
Only on SportsGrid.
Let's go. Welcome to the Live Golf Team Championship.
The golf has been mesmerizing.
They are the Live Golf Team Champions.
Team golf is back.
Oh, yes!
Are you ready?
Let's go! That's what champions do.
Yeah, we were just talking about the best players at USC that we've seen, and Carver High. I mean, I remember Anthony Davis was a badass. I said O.J. Simpson was the best USC player ever, and you said Reggie Bush. Like, he was a badass when he played there, absolute badass. Like, they were, oh man, were they out to get him? The NCAA, what a witch hunt they had on him, taking his Heisman from him. He finally got it back all these years later.
I think if you talk just strictly college and you don't bring the NFL side of things into it, I think Reggie Bush is in the conversation. Obviously, you have Marcus Allen as well. Defensive side of the ball, Scotty, Ronnie Lott, Paul Malu. You got a bunch of USC's had a lot of badasses, that's for sure. Junior Seau, right? Seau as well with USC. So they've had plenty of badasses up there. Lynn Swann, USC.
Badass.
Well. I know you love. Listen, he did it for you in the pros with the Steelers. Lynn Swann, taking care of business. All right, so here's what Caleb Williams has for Sunday. He's a 3.5-point favorite at home against Will Levis and the Tennessee Titans. 44.5 is the total. I'll give you this note: since 1970, 27 quarterbacks drafted number 1 overall. In their first start, 4-22-1 straight up, 7-20 against the spread. Usually not a good welcome to the NFL for the number 1 overall pick in the draft.
Well, I got to tell you, that would just be fantastic if that played out again for me, because all I have heard is that this guy is taking over the NFL single-handedly, and he acts like it too. I'm gonna spin around in the tunnel before I touch that first blade of grass. His whole act on Hard Knocks. I don't watch that show. I'd rather be hitting the head with a frying pan. But I'll tell you this: I would love. So I'm a big fan of watching guys that think they're hot shack to be on their back, wondering if their ribs are in place. I'm a big fan of pain. I like pain day. I like quarterbacks getting their head taken off. I like ragdolling quarterbacks. I like guys that go head hunting. I'm sorry. Like back in the day, they used to have two of the best I ever saw. Fensick and the Bears back in the day when they literally Plank and Fensick, they were so dirty. I lived for that. The Steelers were dirty in the 70s. I mean, violence. The Raiders were always dirty and violent. I'm telling you, I would love to see nothing more than that kid laying on his back and walking off the field going, what just happened to me today? I got a headache. I mean, that they all think they're great until they find out that they got a long way to go. I am telling you, this phony-ass preseason that people get suckered into believing is like some kind of display for the future. I'm telling you, at what rookie in the NFL? I mean, we saw one rookie, Stroud, do something. And, look at the last several years. We could talk about years. Forget about one season. We could talk about years of rookies coming into the NFL and getting laid out and showing how long it's going to take for them to develop. They got this guy winning Super Bowls in year one. Year one, he's going to win a Super Bowl. Okay, whatever. They have been talking about Super Bowls in Chicago longer than the wind blows off of Lake Michigan through those streets, ripping through people's underwear, freezing their ass off all winter. Honestly, you walk in that town in the winter, you'll find out if you're a man or not. You get to work, your stones will be frozen. Are we on the air?
Yes.
Don't talk about that.
Yes,
okay.
Yeah. Might see an appearance from the Bears in a little bit in the sheet of integrity as well for the win total this year. We shall see. I don't know. I want to go to Todd Bowles. I don't know what happened to this guy in the offseason, Scotty. I mean, Todd Bowles used to be.
He still thinks the Redskins
one of the most boring guys in the league. Nobody is just really just steady. The other day we played the clip of him calling Washington the Redskins a couple times. Here he is yesterday with the press, the media asking him if he's excited for the start of the NFL season. I guess you could say he is, Scotty. Here we go.
You're pretty stoic. Don't show a lot of your emotion. What's the season opener like for you when you walk out of that tunnel?
It's exciting!
You are now on video.
You're mean now.
It's
best thing I've seen.
You always have the butterflies. You always have the butterflies when you go out there. I mean, it's opening day in the NFL. No different than when you were playing.
That was the best thing I've ever seen, I think, on this show. My man scared the hell out of me.
It was sitting there.
He just scared everyone in the room. Like, that was just awesome. That's 2-0. We got him in press conferences. He's in the lead. He's got 2 classics. The Redskins, he dropped the other day twice. And then today with that move right there, that's top shelf. He's at the head of the class.
He really is, and I would love to see the look on the faces of everybody in the media at that press conference when he did that. That had to be some scene, because you talk about never seeing something like that out of Todd Bowles. That was pretty interesting.
He's made something out of nothing down in Tampa, Mike. I think he's done a good job coaching them.
And they are home this week against Washington. Another rookie quarterback, Jaden Daniels, going to start for Dan Quinn, his first year there. They're getting 3.5 at the Pirate ship. 42.5 the total. This also a late kick, Scotty, 4:25 East on Sunday.
Yeah, I got to think it's Baker Mayfield and Evans and that Tampa team. Look, they were really tough last year every week, and they were a problem. And they had the Lions right where they wanted them, and he threw that pick in the playoff game, and that was the end of them. But I like Tampa. Washington stinks. They got Jaden Daniels because they suck. They didn't get him because it just fell on them. They got him because they're awful. So I do not believe that they're that much better at all. They certainly are at quarterback. I thought Sam Howell was awful. And I think this kid is way better than him. And I think, frankly, all the people that think he's going to be good in Seattle, I think they're tripping too. It's still Gino's team up in the Pacific Northwest. But I think Jaden Daniels will do way better with the commodes than he did.
I think he is going to be good. Obviously, he's going to have those rookie growing pains in his first year. I mean, a lot of guys do have that, but he could do a lot of things, both with his arm and with his legs. And usually that gets you somewhere in the NFL. So I'm excited to watch Jaden Daniels go to work on Sunday.
I think he's better than Caleb Williams.
We had this talk a lot in the spring, right? In March and April, leading up to the draft. Who would you want more? And I think there was some people like us who think they would have rather, out of the gate at least, went with Jaden Daniels in that discussion. All right. I still got a bunch of stuff. I'm probably going to give you all the other numbers, Scotty, tomorrow. The quarterbacks, the unders, the big favorites. I'm going to do all that stuff tomorrow.
All right.
I'll skip on Sam Darnold, too. But when we come back, tradition unlike any other here on Coast to Coast. Usually before the NFL season and also the Major League Baseball season, we have the sheet of integrity, the over-unders for this season. They are all out there. They're ready to go. 7 selections I have for you. When we come back, I've dropped some hints to you already of a few teams that are going to be included on that. Maybe even your Steelers could be included on that as well. They might have made the list as well this year. So when we come back, we'll get to all the over-unders. 2-0 Diamondbacks lead the Giants still. Top of the 4th inning. I'm still waiting for something on Snell. And the Mariners got a home run from Julio Rodriguez, along with that Cal Raleigh homer that they had earlier in the game. 3-1, they lead the A's at the dump. Twins did beat the Rays 4-3. Reds beat the Astros 1-0 this afternoon.
The sheet of integrity is coming out next. Get your recorder ready on your phone or get your pen and paper and write them all down.
Anyone that's been to a sporting event, the atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night. I want this to be the place that people come to before the game starts so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
Try and set the stage for what should be a great year of NFL action.
There's a handful of teams that potentially can compete for a Super Bowl championship.
Confusion and uncertainty this year more than some in the past.
This team looks like it's ready to make a move, but we just don't know if it's bad or good this year.
J.J. McCarthy is eventually going to take over, but it's like it's a no-lose situation for them.
I mean, they suck. They were 7-10.
Only on SportsGrid.
Let's go. Welcome to the Live Golf Team Championship. The golf has been mesmerizing. They are the Live Golf Team Champions.
Team golf is back.
Oh, yes!
Are you ready?
Let's go! That's what champions do.
It's time for the holy grail on Coast to Coast. Every year when seasons start and Carver High pulls out the sheet of integrity.
Certainly is. This is, of course, our annual look, my favorite over-unders, win totals for this NFL season as it kicks off tonight, Scotty. Let's go. I hope you're with me on a few of these here as we go to the window and we try to make ourselves a couple of bucks. Let's start. My first under for you. About New England, it's 4.5. It's the lowest number on the board. But, Scotty, this team's going to suck. They're going to be the worst team in the NFL this year. Go look at the Patriots schedule. Find me 5 wins. That's a loss. That's a loss. That's a loss. That's a loss. I don't see it. Brissett, May, I don't care who the quarterback's going to be. Under 4.5 for the New England Patriots. I'm riding Green Bay, Scotty. Over 9.5. I think that they will be good again with Love. They made the playoffs last year. I think they'll continue to jump up. Jets. Jets will always jet. Under 9.5, plus 132. They're not going to get to 10 wins. Something will happen, whether it's Rodgers getting hurt again, defense not being as good as they think, Salah making dumb mistakes. Something will go wrong for the New York Jets. Under 9.5 for them. Look who it is, Scotty.
Whoa.
Mike Tomlin always goes over 500. I only need him to get to 9 and 8 like last year. Over 8.5 for the Steelers at plus 136 as well for the Steelers to get to 9 wins this season. I will go with it. I'm not buying Harbaugh the first year in Los Angeles. Under 8.5 for me. They will be good with Harbaugh. It just won't be this year. Bucks over 7.5. They won the division last year, Scotty. I know everybody's on Atlanta, and Atlanta's the greatest thing ever. But Baker Mayfield, Mike Evans, Bowles, who we just played, over 7.5 at minus 132. And the final one, we just talked about Caleb Williams and the Bears. 8.5? Tell me he's winning 9 games right out of the gate, his first year? No. I'm not going to sit here and tell you he's going to be a bust. He's going to be awful. But 9+ wins in his first year in the NFL with Eberflus as the head coach? Absolutely not, Scotty. New England under 4.5. Green Bay over 9.5. Jets under 9.5. Steelers over 8.5. Chargers under 8.5. Bucks over 7.5. Bears under 8.5. The sheet of integrity for the 2024 NFL
Very
season.
impressive. And I don't think he's going to be terrible. I've never said that I thought Caleb Williams was terrible. I just think he's overrated. Like, they think he's
9
some
wins
savior, franchise-changing, going to win the Super Bowl his first year, all this other nonsense. I don't think anytime soon. I really don't. I've heard that before in Chicago, and I've lived there, and I've been through it. I have seen them get all this hype every single year. They do the same thing in New York with the Jets and Giants. I agree with you on all those. I think the Steelers have the toughest schedule maybe in the NFL. It might be hard to get to 9 for them. They have a horrible schedule. They really do.
Steelers is tough. I'm not going to lie. That one's probably the toughest one out of that whole entire list that I have. But he finds a way every year, Scotty. He finds a way, one way or the other, Tomlin, to get over 500. And I think he'll be able to do it this year, too. And I think Fields is going to be a big part of it. And that might start this week a lot sooner than any of us thought. Very excited for the Sheet of Integrity. Let's go have ourselves a big season. Speaking of having a big season, Scotty, an estimated $35 billion expected to be bet on the NFL this year. $35 billion. That's with a B, billion. Everybody going to the window for the king of sports here in America.
I wonder how many players are going to catch this year gambling.
Yeah, it's been quiet on that, right? Last year we had a whole bunch of guys right before the season. I think maybe guys have figured it out. Maybe for now.
Found the Lord.
They found the Lord, and they know what they are supposed to do and what they're not supposed to do. Everybody got very excited yesterday also because Bill Belichick joined Instagram. I know you follow him now. He went right out and followed Coach Belichick to make sure you get all that content.
There is literally, honestly, this guy, when he talks football, is already the best at it. It took 5 minutes. He is, when he describes film and talks about players and talks about teams and talks about talent, there is nothing that this guy doesn't know. I think he is wildly entertaining and fun to listen to. And as the coach of the Pats, he gave you nothing. Now he's giving you everything that you never got. And I think he's going to be way more amazing at this than he was being that grumpy stiltskin of a coach in Boston.
I agree with you, and I've always said I think he's great when you listen to him talk football and break the game down and actually remove that shield of being the head coach of the New England Patriots. There's one thing, though, I'm starting to see as the season's about to start. He got his hands in a lot of cookie jars this year.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's the one thing that I'm like, are we going to get overloaded with Belichick stuff? I think he should have kept it to a couple of things. And now I feel like, Scotty, he's going to be either working for or participating in 7 or 8 different entities this year. And I think we might get a little overloaded with Bill. I think so.
Yeah, you might be right. I mean, he's doing 5, 6 things, whatever it is. He's got a lot going on. But listen, some of them I can watch, some of them I can't. But I do appreciate his wisdom, and when he talks about players and what they're trying to accomplish in a football game. And I'll never forget when he used to talk about Lawrence Taylor when he was coaching him with the Giants. His stories about Lawrence Taylor they're really unequaled by anyone I've ever heard talk football before.
They are outstanding. Former Alabama players have signed $1 billion, another billion story, $1 billion worth of contracts this year in 2024 to former Alabama players.
Well,
football factory in Tuscaloosa.
You want to get paid and be a professional athlete in the NFL, you go to Alabama. You go to Georgia. You go to these schools, you go pro. It's that simple.
That's simple indeed. We will come back and start to get into the baseball. We have a couple games tonight, a few things from last night. Yeah, let's go.
Anyone that's been to a sporting event, the atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night, I want this to be the place that people come to before the games start so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
Try and set the stage for what should be a great year of NFL action.
There's a handful of teams that potentially can compete for a Super Bowl championship.
Confusion and uncertainty this year more than some in the past.
This team looks like it's ready to make a move, but we just don't know if it's bad or good this year.
J.J. McCarthy is eventually going to take over, but it's like it's a no-lose situation for them.
I mean, they suck. They were 7-10.
Only on SportsGrid.
Let's go. Welcome to the Live Golf Team Championship. The golf has been mesmerizing. They are the Live Golf Team champions.
Team golf is back.
Oh, yes!
Are you ready?
Let's go! That's what champions do.
On a pain-free Friday tomorrow, it'll be Debbie Harry Day on C2C as we will unveil Carver High, Luke, I Am Your Father, and Mafia, all with various forms of blonde hairdos over the years. I do not believe that I can find photos of myself with blonde hair, although I can find photos of me with horrible hairdos. I could contribute that at the very least.
There are a few of those floating around, right? You have a couple floating around of you with some awful hair. I'm sure we could dig a few up. We have obviously a lot more football to do, but I want to get some of the baseball in, especially since you're going to talk to Bob here in a couple of minutes about some things. The Rangers beat the Yankees 10-6 last night. So the Yankees lose 2 out of 3 in Arlington. Really, the Yankees had a month stretch where they played bad teams, and it seemed like they lost 2 out of 3 to almost every single one of them. They're 40-41 in their last 81 games. They are no longer in first place in the AL East. Here's Aaron Boone on this last 80-game stretch.
You're also 40-41 since June 1st. That's half a season, essentially. Yeah. Does that concern you at all with the playoffs?
Yeah, we got to do better than that. I mean, we got to play better than we are right now. You know, we've lost a few series here in a row that we've had chances to win all 3 of them. You know, obviously could have had a couple here. So we know we got to be better than this if we want to, you know, get to where we want to go. So, you know, hopefully catch our breath a little bit and rest up a little bit on an off day. But we got to get after it at Wrigley. I expect us to. But we need to be better than this.
That's right. Hypnotize, can't get there from here. The REM song was way better than listening to Aaron Boone and his projections of where the Yankees want to be every year that they never get there.
That's right. The Yankees are playing the Businessman Special in Chicago tomorrow afternoon during Coast to Coast. Yankees Cubs during the afternoon on a big football Friday.
Isn't
so that's
Louis Heel pitching?
Yes, Louis Heel is pitching. By the way, 2-run hit right there by the Giants. Patrick Bailey, they have tied the Diamondbacks 2 apiece. In the bottom of the 4th inning at Oracle. The Yankees allegedly are going to use a closer by committee after Holmes blew his 11th save of the season the other night. I don't believe them. You'll see him in there. Louis Heel will be back tomorrow in that game against the Cubbies in the afternoon. And announced today, John Sterling, who they made a big deal about, who retired a couple of months ago, is going to come out of retirement. He's going to call the last week of the regular season and then all of the playoffs. Scotty, look, we love John. He's been a Yankee staple forever, but he retired.
Yeah, I don't love him.
I don't like this. This isn't fair. You know, those two guys, Shackle and Emmanuel, who have been calling the games all summer, trying to win that job, trying to get that job permanently, now get the rug pulled out from under them, and they don't get to do playoff games. Unfair. Not right for John to do, whoever made that decision to do that. Those kids should have been allowed to keep calling those games. I don't know why John, who did the big retirement, they ran the red carpet out for him, all the stuff they did for John, Scotty, and now they're going to just bring him back for the playoffs. You do this every year?
Nobody wants to talk about the reality of how badly he was butchering games over the last couple of years. That's why he retired. He was literally losing his mind. Like, he would call pop-ups to the second baseman home runs. Like, I mean, honestly, like, it was so awful. And now they're bringing him out with what, a fresh coat of paint? Like, I don't understand it at all either. Everything you said is true. There's nothing else I can say.
Unbelievable. On the other side of that game last night, bad news for the Rangers. Corey Seager on the IL with a hip discomfort. I know this, Scotty. If I've got hip discomfort, there's only 3.5, 4 weeks left in the regular season. My team's not going to make the playoffs. I'd say it's highly unlikely we'll see Corey Seager again this year for the Texas Rangers. That would be my guess. The White Sox actually won a game last night. They beat the Orioles. How about that? The Mets, they never lose. They had a big grand slam from the Wink Man, and they beat the Red Sox 8-3. Their problem is the Mets win every night, but the Braves win every single night as well, as they beat the Rockies. So the Braves and the Mets have been trading wins back and forth night after night. We talked a little bit about the Cubs and the Pirates already. 12-0. I got Shelton. I'll save Shelton for after, Bob. I'll give you Shelton getting all mad at the reporters asking him about Rowdy Tellez pitching and a few other, and then I'll give you all of tonight's games after you talk to Nightingale at the top of the hour.
You know, it's the end of the road when you got a manager nobody gives a rat's ass about starts getting mad at the media in Pittsburgh where no one cares about anything.
Nobody cares.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on SportsGrid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
The leftover language would be the million shy of what Jefferson makes Jefferson a better player. If you want to believe that, I'm not sure I buy that he's that much better than CeeDee Lamb.
Tony Pollard's gone. He's now with the Titans. I was with the Titans a couple weeks ago. He'll be their starting running back there. They're going a different direction in Dallas, but it's all about CeeDee Lamb right now, the first of the other deals that they have to get done.
Ferrall Coast to Coast, only on SportsGrid.
When you're really, really amazing like this, people kind of take it for granted. Same with Ohtani, right? People will sort of see, oh, Ohtani did this, Ohtani did that, and it sort of, becomes normalized a little bit. But to put in context, Aaron Judge joins the 1,000 hit club, reaches, gets it done. So earlier this month, he was the fastest player to reach 300 home runs ever.
Sports Rage Late Night, only on SportsGrid.
The only streaming sports betting network. Tips, info, and insights to up your IQ. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
New to the Live Golf Plus app. Watch Live Golf any way you want it. Follow any group. Replay any shot. Anytime, anywhere. Any questions? Watch Live Golf live and on demand.